We are amazing because our passion is limitless and our drive is intense. Therefore, you will not deny our grind. You are now listening to the Faith, Grind, and Inspire podcast.
Welcome back to another great episode of Faith, Grind, Inspire. I'm your host, Gene Alert.
Colbert St. Laurent.
Yes, wait, the Alchemist.
The Alchemist, man, whatever you want to call it.
Yo, this is my guy, man. Yeah, I love my brother, man. Listen, so every week, you know, we've been bringing on different entrepreneurs, and we've been bringing on a lot of our friends, right? And because our friends do dope stuff, period,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And you've heard me talk about this this candle, right? Love notes. Even in Clubhouse, I was talking about love notes, right? And so we always talk about love notes. If you follow me on Instagram, love notes,
Got
right?
a nice ring to it.
It has a ring to it, right? And so we finally, right?
Yes.
And matter of fact, before I introduce her and bring her on, I remember when Brooklyn Swirl was around, right?
Yeah.
So she would be walking around with her bag, going home, about to get the grind in, and I'll go, "Hey, that's her. She's the candle person. Come." And she's like, "Stop it, Gene. Not now, Gene. Okay, you know, here's my candle." And so it was like such a shy, you know, she was so into, it was like a humble, you know, she's humble.
Yeah.
But it's just like, but her product is so good. And it's not like the other candle companies where people are now doing white label and they buying it from China or buying it from Cali and then putting their label on and say, "I make candles." No, she's actually whipping it up and doing her thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm proud to say that, you know, me, Andrew, helped out with the branding, printing, website, photography. Like, I love the growth. And because we believed in her brand, right? And we believed in her passion, right? And so I'm very proud to like see I love to see it, right? I love to see it. And so, and I'm happy that you're no longer no. She talks her shit now.
I'm still there.
Nah. She was like, right before, she was like, "Yo, let me just tell you, boom, 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 boom." I was like, "Okay, go ahead, Naya."
That's it.
So,
Handle business. She's a businesswoman.
yes, she's a businesswoman, right? And I'm proud of you, and we're proud of you.
Thank you.
And so, and I know Andrew's watching this, like, yeah. And so, I said a lot. I'm sorry. But like, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
She's an avid, and Kobe, she's an avid Faith, Grind, Inspire listener.
Yeah.
She
Yes,
would
I
listen.
am.
She would every Wednesday or Thursday. She would call me or send me a text like, "Yeah, so Gene, you know what? On this episode, I learned this.
Yeah.
On this episode, I learned that." And this is from day one. So this is 2 years ago.
Love it.
So now, you know, we have a co-host. You know, she's like, "I like the dynamic of you two, right?
This is new. This is
and
fresh.
so this is new, fresh. So her energy is fresh as these candles. So Naya,
Yes.
welcome to the show.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
yes.
Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Colbert. Thank you for that introduction. I am excited. I'm excited to be here. Low-key nervous, though. I mean, this is the seat of Hadia Barbell. This is the seat of Jeff from FUBU. And I would listen to your show, just like you said, and take lots of gems from it. But at the same time, wasn't really like prepared to come on. As you mentioned, very shy, definitely trying to handle my business, but really didn't think, am I ready? Am I ready to talk? Am I ready to speak about it? Just let the product speak for itself. But this is a monument for me,
Yeah,
Gene. This is
amazing.
definitely a monument to be on both of your shows.
Amazing.
I wanted her to come on like episode 2. You know what I mean? Like, for real, because we were talking about it before we even launched. You know? And you came to the launch.
I did come to your launch.
Yeah. So like, I'm like day one, you know? So
In time, though. In time. I think we all have our times as to when we need to come to the forefront. And it's my time now.
You know what I love? You know what I love? Just to get right into it, I love the fact that during COVID, her brand is blowing up.
A lot of these brands, specific brands,
love it,
have
yo.
been successful, especially when you're talking about being home. Why
Yes,
wouldn't you
for
want to
sure.
have a candle that's smelling? It's a beautiful thing. So it's divine timing, and I'm glad to be interviewing right now. I'm happy it wasn't episode 2 because I wasn't here.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. No. This is perfect. This is what it had to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was thinking about it. I was like, yo, I'm so happy. You know, like, you don't even know how many conference calls, Zoom calls, when we're talking about branding, we're talking about like position, adding value, and I always bring you up.
Oh, you do. And,
Yeah.
and if I can add to
Yeah.
that, 2019, when you did your podcast on the 2020 vision, and you were pretty much projecting goals. This is supposed to be the year of clarity. This is supposed to be big things for us. And what a true statement, because it really did happen for me. I did leave my 9-to-5 job. So I can now say that I am a full-fledged entrepreneur.
That's a major.
Wow.
Really, really happy with that. But I will say too, if it didn't happen for the support and the surge of Black businesses, like you said, this is our time.
I'm a family man, entrepreneur, investment property specialist. I am your Brooklyn, Long Island agent who understands the importance of building a strong future for your legacy. Allow me to guide you through your next real estate experience. It's finally time to buy a house and make it your home. First, you'll need a trusted advisor to guide you through the process. In Gene Alert and the Sabre team, you'll find just that with confidence, focus, and tact.
When it's time to list your home, you want to ensure you choose the most resourceful, unwavering team to represent your interests.
Our mission is to help everyone find their place in the world.
But in addition to that, if I didn't plant the seeds 6 years ago, when passing Brooklyn Swirl and doing a slow grind while doing a 9-to-5 and planting the seeds for Love Notes, investing in Love Notes, I don't think the influx would have happened as it did now.
So yeah, take us back to 6 years
back
ago.
to 6 years ago.
Started.
Like, how did this start? How did you
Oh,
fall in love with candles?
All right, so 6 years ago, there's a couple of, this is interesting, and I don't always say this, but Love Notes started from a good space. I was in bliss. Low key, I was in love at the time, hence the name Love Notes. But to get a little deeper in that, Love Notes fragrance started from me just wanting to create the mood in my own home. And for me, candle burning, candle lighting was that for me. Some people look to, I don't know, maybe look to alcohol, maybe look to going to the gym. I needed to set the tone in my home. And let's just talk about the home for a second, since we are spending a lot of time there. Our homes are one of our biggest investments. It is our biggest investment. You know, when we work, we're working, we're knowing we have to cut that check either to pay rent, to pay mortgage, but we also aren't spending a lot of time, especially as New Yorkers, we're ripping and running. For me, my home is my sanctuary. Coming from the garment district in the fashion industry, which was not only a demanding job, a very competitive experience, being the only Black girl in the sales team, it was pretty stressful. So what did I do? What did I lean to? Conversations with you for motivation, but also too, my own experience at home. And so candles resonated for me.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
So it's always one of those stories that it comes from a personal space, and
Yes.
you realize that once does provide something for you, it's something that's going to definitely provide something for other people, especially if you have a good scent. I love candles.
That's the intent.
I love the candles. It's like a ritual. It's like, just lighting those candles. It's one of those
true.
things, especially
It's
when you
true.
talk about a white candle. It's a purity, so it's definitely a lot of intent that goes into it, and they smell amazing.
Thank
They
you.
started smelling.
Look, let me
Thank
tell
you.
you, Colbert, if I go in my office right now, I have a candle from 6 years ago. If I let you smell this thing, you'll think it just came out of production yesterday.
How did you learn? How did you learn the art of it?
Through my research.
Mm-hmm.
And just when you enjoy something, you stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
You stick to it. For me, it wasn't really starting a business so quickly, but you enjoy the process. For me, I enjoyed the process of candle making, but then too, enjoyed the process of design through fragrance. The design through fragrance. Did you catch it? All right, that's love note number 8. It's a nice one. That's a nice one.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Are you gonna burn it? I
never burn it.
I mean, there's more where it came from, dude.
I have a lot of these candles.
But you've been
That's
so
incredible.
supportive. You've been so supportive.
That's incredible.
Every year. So with the tenants, right? My wife and I, when a tenant moves in, we gift them a candle. So we buy candles and we gift them to
Love
candles.
that.
So when they move in, they have the love notes, you know?
incredible.
And we put a little note with them, for them, and not a love note. We put a thank you note from us, but the gift is
give
love
them a
note.
love note.
Yeah, exactly.
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 And
I
so
love
that
that,
man.
that's the sentiment. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I could you guys out, but yes, that really is the sentiment. Creating love in your home and love for someone else.
Yeah.
It's a great gift to have, a great gift to give. What I'm really, really proud of my brand, and you mentioned this earlier, in that there's a lot of candle brands now. There's a lot in which they are doing that. They are white labeling. They are sourcing it from China, and they're putting their label on it. But with Love Notes, with me being the creator, I still touch each and every candle. Hand pour it to design. Again, I mean, you mentioned it too. Shout out to my team, Andrew and Naja, along with Eugene, who created this dynamic website for me. And if it wasn't for the ACA branding, I personally think Love Notes would not be where it's at today.
Oh,
Still
no.
in stages, but yes.
You did it. Like
No,
we
there's a lot
helped.
involved. There's
We
a lot
helped.
involved, though.
Yeah. But
definitely takes a team.
let me tell you something. There's a lot of people who create businesses, right? And they don't have passion, right? But there's some people where you see the passion, but it's just like something's holding them back. And you're like,
Yeah.
no, man, just keep pushing. I feel it. And so remember that quote we talked about, regret is worse than fear?
Yes.
And Naya would have these conversations with me, and I know sometimes, like, she was like, all right, Gene, I gotta go. But then, but it's because I would see her. You know how that goes. Like, if she lived around here. And so when she would walk by, I would see her, or she would see me,
Yes,
and
she
then
did.
we'll just talk. And for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. But it was about taking the leap, jumping. And I would say, I'm telling you, once you get this to the right people, it's going to explode. And I was just so happy.
And it did.
And it did.
There are some big names that picked up. Forbes.
Yes.
Yeah, Forbes.
The Real.
Correct.
Marie Claire Essence.
What's going on? What's
This
going
all
on?
happened.
How? How did it
Very
happen?
humbling, very grateful. I really am grateful. But this all happened this year, 2020,
Wow.
in the midst of COVID, where people were, I think, really just trying to home in onto their homes, literally. And candles was one of them. At first, I thought, low key, am I an essential worker at the point? But
You are.
where like Home Depot and people buying desks for their kids because they're homeschooling, but also if you're working from home, you want to create the environment. Love Notes Fragrances was one of them. But to answer your question, how did that happen? I just think it was just the repeat of good press and how I was featured with Forbes. I had no idea. This was all unexpected. And I had gotten some surprise calls as one of the Black businesses to be in their magazines, People Magazine. But I think it was also the surge of Black businesses. This is a dynamic time for us. It's a huge time for us. So if we're not planting the seeds, when are we going to do it? Because the support is real. And I'm thankful. Now is the time. It really, really is. So if I didn't plant the seeds, 5-6 years ago, again, I don't think that this would have definitely evolved. So putting those steps in gear is relevant.
Now,
yeah.
As an entrepreneur, right? Let's talk to the new entrepreneurs, right?
Oh my God, yes. Just to hear that word now and to call myself that, yes.
I've been calling you that. But entrepreneurs, right? Talk about how important it is to be consistent.
Oh, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent, even more so for me, even more so now. But if you're not consistent, you lose the momentum, you lose the drive, you lose the passion, you also lose your vision. You never want to lose your vision. So consistency is important, be it if it's learning your craft. And if you're still in the learning stages, be consistent with just that. Social media is a huge influence to products and services. If you're not visible on social media and consistent with social media, you will be forgotten. I've learned that. It's the consistency. Being consistent with building relationships, never pulled it off, never put it off and say, you know what, Jean, I'll see you tomorrow, not today. No. Pick up the phone, be consistent with building your relationships. It'll definitely play off. So yeah, consistency. And I have a struggle sometimes before this was, again, when I was working 9 to 5, the consistency with building love notes in all transparency wasn't always there. There would be times where I'd be burnt out, I'd be angry, no sales. So where's the momentum that you're pulling on, right? But where is it? Jean's not around to give me that push. You're not around. Colbert is not around. Give me that push. We know that entrepreneurship can be a bit lonely, and you're in your own state. But if you're not consistent, no one will also see your grind, and it's important not only for you to see your grind, but for people to see the grind, because that is also where you'll grow. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I'm talking about she mails out, she makes the candles, ships the candles, she markets the candles. She was going to, on the weekend, she was going to pop-ups. She was doing outside vending. She was investing, right? And this is what I'm saying. She was the perfect case study, right? Because we saw it. And, I'm telling you, I feel like I'm like rambling and talking, but it's just like, because I saw it every day, It was because I was open. You got to think about it. I was open 7 days a week from 10 in the morning to 11, 12 at night. Naya would be, I would see her going to work. I would see her coming back home. I would see her going to the laundry, see her go to the supermarket, and I would always push her, right? Yeah. And there was some days that I remember she would come in like, Gene, I'm about to fold this. Like, I can't do this no more. Like, and then I was like, keep going.
It's too much.
It's too much. She was like, it's too much. I'm just one person, Gene. She's like, she would be screaming on me. She's like, I don't have your energy, Gene. I'm not you, Gene. Not everyone's you, Gene. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, but I was like, keep pushing. As entrepreneurs, we have to be each other's support group.
That's a fact.
Right? So even if it's not financial, however you can play a part, you can play a part. Like her winning actually gives me inspiration to keep pushing on what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
Right? Because it's like sometimes I'm like, I can't do this no more. But then all of a sudden I look on my phone and I see a post that she posts. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, she keep going. I was like, you know what? Let me keep going.
You have to keep going.
And you have to keep pushing. And that's what the community is about.
It's important. Takes a village. Literally.
takes a village.
A business is like a child. You really have to give it the same attention and all that. So it takes a village and the same type of mentality.
It's true.
And be passionate about it. The
Yeah.
fact that you're passionate about. That's why passion is very important to what you do. For those times when you're not getting a sale, you got to be like, well, I have to remember what was my why. Why did I do this?
Yeah.
Because it provided something for you, and you know it's going to provide something for someone else. When you light that candle, it literally changed the whole environment. It literally has notes of just energy that's just entering the room. So
Exactly.
it's profound.
Thank you.
Proud of you
Yeah.
for doing
Thank
this.
you.
No, that's a
Staying
fact.
consistent, because that's the toughest part, is staying consistent, and it pays off. So those people that's holding off on anything, don't hold off, because now 6 years in, you're on your own, and there's a lot of people that lost their job, but you were consistent. You're thriving on the
Yes.
Forbes.
Building.
It's
Building.
incredible.
And to what you and Jean both said, the support of other entrepreneurs who recognize that you have to be tenacious. You have to, when you don't feel like it, keep going. When people don't believe in you, you have to keep going. And there's something about the entrepreneurship mindset. It's strong. But it's also motivating too, because I think we understand that we make a choice to be here.
Yes.
We make a choice to be here when we finally get here and we see the fruits of our labor. It's something within that makes us say, okay, the purpose is here now. I figured it out. I've got it. You mentioned consistency. For me, what resonated is grind.
The grind.
It's the grind. It's the grind, because I watched you grind. You're constantly grind. You're consistent, but it's the grind.
Yeah.
You know, being on your podcast, seeing your podcast, interviewing who your guests are. That to me is it's a message. It's a tone of grinding. Love Notes, grinding, from doing pop-up shots, schlepping products from
Yes.
New York to Philadelphia to Maryland to catch a show, just to be visible, grinding, making calls to people who stores, brick and mortars. For me, coming from the sales background, I pitched to brick and mortars. And I just knew that I had the skill set to even pitch my own brand to other brick and mortars, and some I was successful with and some I wasn't, and that hurt my feelings. That hurt my feelings. My own baby can't even get into your mom and pop store. Okay. So the grind continued.
What do you think was like your biggest challenge or hurdle during this time?
During this time of COVID?
No, no. Well, yeah.
Or growing the business.
Growing the business.
Wow, there's a
Both.
few. Of course, one. I mean, of course, it's always investment. It's always money, which you never have enough of. That's a challenge. But when you're able to, if you have a savings, or if you are saying, you know what, I'm not going to get the PS5, I'm going to invest in my business. The next challenge is, for me, it was, is it good enough? Is it good enough? Are they going to appreciate it? And always wanting to challenge myself to make the best candle that I possibly can make, and still learn from that and get better. So for me, the challenge is getting better, creating something new, because I'm a product-driven brand. I'm not a service. What you see in front of you, the candles, what you smell, it's me. So the challenge is creating new, creating quality, and just having people just value what you have, value what you do. So for me, that's the challenge.
Okay.
Okay.
I love it.
I would say you mentioned your experience in sales
Yes.
and how much you provided. I believe even those people that are still working a 9 to 5,
Yes.
it's important to just fully immerse yourself in what you do, because those skill sets can help you in your
Yes.
business. So speak about
So
just
true.
the
Yes.
skill sets that you were able to take from the 9 to 5 and apply it to your own business.
Okay, good. So it's so true, because that was what reinforced me to stay busy in developing Love Notes. So the skill set that I have was being in front of people to be able to pitch and sell someone else's brand and hopefully make money for that company, which I was successful with at times and sometimes not successful. You're just as good as your first sale. But the skill sets was the relationship. In sales, you have to have relationships. There's a way you speak. The way, for me, it wasn't trying to just, oh, you know what, we have a bottle of water, it's clear, it's alkaline, and it's $2.99. It's a little bit deeper than that, having some personality with it. So I think with Love Notes, glad you mentioned that, glad you asked that too, it's what's going to be my personality that's going to resonate through the candle, the fragrance, the sentiment, the brand that will be saleable. So it's personality too.
Absolutely. It's incredible.
So how do you name them? Like, because the candle I had was Love Note number 8.
Yes.
Right.
So Love Notes, the intent is for it to be a collectibles brand. So I numbered them just like I have collected a few of my true love notes, be it if it's text messages, cards from family, from friends, from teachers. But I really wanted the consumer to get attracted to the fragrance without seeing the fragrance. So I said, why don't I just put a number on it?
Like
you
that.
know?
Because I think I have all of them. I have 77.
Number 2, number 5.
Yeah.
But this season, I did something different.
Yeah.
Myself and my team, shout out to Naja and Andrew again, we wanted to empathize with COVID. And the holiday season is not jolly for everyone. It's certainly not jolly time for me. It's a time that I spend with my family and my friends. But I needed to empathize with what's going on, the election, friends and family dying, being on lockdown, transitioning. So we called it Grace. And Grace is the featured holiday scent and holiday candle
Right out
during
now,
during the season. Is it okay?
Yeah.
And that is my love note for this holiday time. So I came up with the name. I decided not to number this candle for this time of year, but call it Grace. People need people.
And it also gets the it's a different type of
It's a different type
color.
of- yeah.
So we also did it more of a sparkle and shine aspect. We put it in a chrome vessel. Again, all the candles are soy based, so it's a vegan friendly, eco friendly candle that you're gonna get. We added 5 fragrances: pomegranate, pine, peppermint, and sandalwood. What's the other one? Mint, I believe. But what's also great, if you open up the box, Jean, and actually the side, Grace. If you see the side of it, there's a playlist that you open up, you scan it on the side of the candle. So we added a digital feature. We added a digital feature to it. So again, for me, it was how do we create, I do something new? So you're going to get something soothing to listen to as well.
This is
Love notes.
Innovative.
I love this.
Yes.
I love this. I love this.
Thank you.
There's even value in the box.
Yeah,
Like,
value in
wanna
the box.
Go to the box. It's like,
You see?
this is incredible.
Adding value, man.
Adding
that.
value.
I love it. I love it.
I love that. That's so
Being
beautiful.
creative.
Let's speak about the website. The e-commerce is a big thing that's taken over, especially in this COVID time. How important it is to have the website and taking care of that. How has that? You take a lot of the orders through the
Yeah,
website?
yes. So
and it's
I take-
lovenotes.com, right?
Correct. Lovenotesfragrances.com.
Okay.
My social media is Love Notes Fragrances on IG, along with on Facebook. But yes, you can get orders. Excuse me, I'm taking orders through the website primarily only. And we're shipping. I'm shipping.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. All over the US, all over.
Yes, all over US.
Where's the craziest place that when you receive the order, you like, what?
That's a good question. Oh my goodness. I have a few of those. So when Jeannie Mai did her endorsement, her shout out, I had gotten someone from Australia inquiring. I thought that was
Wow.
that was phenomenal.
It's a good feeling.
But when I saw Alaska coming in,
Really?
yes, I saw Alaska.
An order
coming
came in from Alaska?
Yes, an order came
Wow.
in from Alaska. Again, a testimony that when it comes to businesses, it's a no-brainer to have a website. And Gene, I don't know if you remember, but when I came to you 6 years ago, I didn't have it. I didn't have a website. My second year, I didn't have a website. I think it was the third year that I said, and why did I wait so long for that? So ducks in a row.
That's key.
Entrepreneurs, have your ducks in a row. Your website is going to be your business card.
Yeah, no, it's facts.
That's that we're heading in that digital world, and people said that literally websites address is like digital real estate. It's like we have physical real estate, now it's digital real estate. You know, owning domains is something that's very big. It's very important to have that traffic, because as soon as Jeannie Mai sits there and says that, they're going straight to the website.
Straight to the website.
And you know, it's funny that you mentioned that, because in designing Grace Candle, I decided to go with a certain manufacturer, and we put labels and design all throughout the box.
Nice.
And we put a lot of creativity, a lot of investment with this new candle that I'm really proud of. But what the manufacturer decided to not do was leave out what? He left out my website. That's not happening. And so we had to send the boxes back, let them know there was a little bit of an issue. So real estate, it's the website, and
Yeah,
we came back.
They mass
fixed
produced
it. Yes,
or
it was
able to
mass
just fix
produced.
it? Okay.
Well, I had gotten the order resent back to me.
Okay.
And they noticed it. They noticed the mess up. We know that the website is important, more so than the brand name. How are you going to find me? So there you go, to website.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, Naya.
Yes.
We ask all our guests.
Yeah.
Right? Well,
I'm ready for this question.
I know you are, but it's not coming yet. I'm going to ask because you just did that, it's not coming yet. Is there any tips, right? A woman of color, entrepreneur, you've been through it. You saw the ups, the downs. Right now, it's a high point.
Yes.
You had years of low points, but you had some wins. But now, what would you tell yourself 6 years ago today? Because that Naya and this Naya, to me, are totally different people.
Okay.
Right? And this is just me being your brother. Totally different people, right? What would this Naya tell that Naya?
There'll be a few things I would say.
Yeah, I want
to say, girl, do you want to get out of that job? All right. You want to leave it? All right. So do what you have to do. Second thing I would say is to Naya 6 years ago, I would say is you're incredible. You're worth it. Start doing the research. Start grinding. Pick it up. Get back in there. Get back in the game. Why can't you?
Why can't you?
Why can't you? And I still say that to myself. We all have a purpose. We all have something to offer. For me, it's my candles that I want to contribute to society. You know, for you, it's your voice. It's connecting other individuals together, your resources. The other thing I would tell Naya 6 years ago too would be save. Save and make the proper investments. You don't need to get your nails done every day. You know, you don't need the Gucci bag. You don't need it. Yeah. What you need is to have something that's fulfilling purpose and something that you can contribute to society of yourself. So start. So that's what I would tell her.
That's powerful.
That's powerful.
When you become an entrepreneur, you really realize what's important. Like you said, I'm not gonna go spend $500 on PS5 when I can go spend it on some, just some ads,
some business cards, maybe
some business cards, something that's gonna add value. We're too used to becoming just a consumer. Now you're starting to say, but I'm the creator now. I no longer want to just become the consumer. I want to be able to create something that people can consume, but it actually adds value. It's profound. So I look forward to the continued success.
Where can people find you? Tell them where they can find you. Tell them how they can get the Grace Candle.
You can find Love Notes Fragrances on website, lovenotesfragrances.com. Social media, Love Notes Fragrances on IG and on Facebook. That's it.
All right. What's the best way to get your attention if they want to do press on you, or do you have a publicist now?
No publicist. I'm still responding.
Okay.
And it's still info@lovenosefragrances.com.
Perfect.
Still
All right.
respond.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. She does answer quick. All right. Take care. So continue to grind, continue to shine, keep going no matter what. Like she's been doing, keep going no matter what. She is a testimony of faith, grind, inspire. Thank you so much for tuning in to our episode. And
thank you.
Support
Thank
the
you.
candle, support the candle, support
Love
the
notes.
candle. Love notes. Love
Happy
notes.
so much.
Happy
All right,
holidays,
God bless.
everybody, as
Happy
well.
holidays.